What's good, FLR community? I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. I do apologize, I did try and do a live stream earlier today, but I think my internet is a bit out of whack. So we're just going for a one-cut take with a recording here, and I'm going to upload this shortly after I finish recording it. So, what a day it has been. We're looking at the FLR chart here. This is on the Coinbase marketplace exchange. And yeah, it's been quite a wild ride, up over 20% or almost 20% now in the past 24 hours. We have seen this price explosion. There is no significant catalyst, maybe just a pent up demand. We know that FLR has been lagging behind the market for quite some time. And I always told you guys it's not going to be missed out in this bull run. And in fact, I think it's going to outperform a lot of assets. Going on to the top 100 here on Coin Market Cap, just give it a quick refresh to make sure we're up to date. Have a look at FLR, sitting in position 63 out of all of the top 100 coins, out of all of the coins in existence. We are 63rd position, and it's definitely room for improvement there. If we look on the 24-hour change and order this by descending, you can see that out of the top 100 coins, the FLR token is the best performing asset in the past 24 hours. How incredible is that, guys? Our time has come, and yeah, very excited for where we're heading. God candles inbound. You guys have earned this, and it's going to be interesting to see who in the community are adapting their strategies to, I guess, acknowledge this fact that we are now in a uptrend and the FLR token is part of the bull run. I've personally been making some moves, and I will be updating the Patreon group in the very near future on how I'm going to play this, because there are plenty of opportunities and I wouldn't get exposed too much to impermanent loss. Of course, we do have the very generous RFLR rewards, which I've been pretty much enjoying for a very long time now. Just to give you guys some alpha, this is the chart that I share with the Patreon group, and this hasn't changed very much. I'm very much a long-term trader, meaning, you know, I'll make big moves every, quarter of a year, half a year. But all of this, whenever we've been in this box, I've been saying that I've been buying, right? And obviously proven to be very successful. These two descending wedges break out. It's almost like clockwork, right? And we've come here, we hit this, even in these latest time periods here, once we dipped in this price range here, I was buying, and it seems like I just caught it very well before this huge god candle. And hopefully it continues further into the week. Now, moving along here, integrating F assets. Who does what? So I think this is important just to recap. I know many of you in the community are familiar with F assets right now. And it's good to get a reminder, because there are new people subscribing to the channel very often. And if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so. So user one, or user, they call the asset manager on FLR to reserve the collateral. The second step is the user sends XRP on the XRP ledger to an agent's address. And the third step is the platform. So monitors the XRPL transaction and submits proof of payment to the FLR data connector. And this is what makes FLR so special and able to do this in a decentralized manner. Finally, the protocol delivers that proof or feeds that proof back into the asset manager, which mints XRP to the FLR's user address. And just to give you a visual walkthrough of that, we've got this here. So you're on the FLR network and you say, look, I want to mint some FXRP. You reserve it with some collateral, and then what happens is you get an address to send this to. This is an agent's address. You send it to the agent, and then the FLR or the F asset system observes that this transaction has actually taken place, approving the transaction here to the FDC, the FLR data connector, and finally, the executor provides the proof that this transaction has occurred, and then you get your FXRP. That's how it's going to work. And what are you going to be able to do with your FXRP? Of course, you're going to be able to use it in Firelight. This is going to be one of the I guess, most talked about applications because it is getting a lot of attention right now and exposure from the FLR team, and I feel like they're trying to push this as the holy grail, and for good reason too, because it is actually built or incubated by Centaura, a very huge platform that was previously into the block, and they build institutional grade software in addition to FLR networks. These are the main contributors, and yeah, Firelight, what's been going on there? So if you didn't already know, there was a wait list that was for the first 1,000 people, and due to demand, it actually got extended to the first 3,000 people. If you did, or if you was lucky enough to join this wait list, you would have received, or will be receiving, a 1.1 boost on all of the Firelight points that you will be receiving. In addition to that, we have been added to a Discord channel as well with some alpha. And I will be sharing that, of course, with everyone who didn't manage to get in there. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. We've got Jesus here, who is the co-founder of Centaura. He said, Centaura and FLR Networks project, Firefly, hit the second registration cap since its announcement on Monday, as I just mentioned. The XRP community is on fire. Thanks for your support. Now, all hands are... Let me just read that again, because it is quite important to get right. Now, all hands on deck towards the launch in a few weeks. Now, a few in my book means 2. Hugo's expecting, he said he was expecting the F asset audit to come back early of next month, which is August, which coincides with this. So, I don't know, take of it what you will. I think we're very close to F assets launching and for Firelight to launch as well. So we're on the cusp of something really special here. There's a new feature from BlazeSwap which allows you to, or project managers or developers, to create a custom list. So this is a list that I created, and you can send it to people where they can automatically add these ERC20 tokens. Of course, we've got digital dynamics and the Blockbones token as well. A very useful feature for developers and those who are creating projects, and I just thought I'd share that with you if you wasn't already aware. If you want to know how to do it, be sure to join the BlazeSwap Discord. I'm sure Alex will walk you through the process. There's certainly some instructions there for you to utilize. We've got this from SparkDex, which is one of the DeFi applications on FLR. They're actually going to be releasing their Spark token. So yeah, this has come pretty soon, 1 billion total supply, and the market cap, what they are selling this at, is actually pretty low. So you can see here, $170,000 worth. That's just the market cap, which is pretty impressive. And, oh, sorry, this is the fully diluted market cap here, so 10 million. I think that's quite a good valuation considering the volume over the past well, since inception. I believe it's 4 billion in volume, and basically the token allows you to get a bit of a share to that in addition to other things like governance. I actually created a video on this recently, so check the YouTube channel if you want to get a bit more detail on the full walkthrough of the tokenomics. Unfortunately, this pre-sale is not available for those in the US, but plenty of other people are eligible. I applied, and they do like a lottery system where you can see if you're eligible or lucky enough to be able to participate. We got this from Kinetic Markets. Starting next epoch, which is the end of the month, RFLR borrow incentives will be ending for all assets that currently have incentivized borrows. Here are a list of the affected assets. We've got the primary markets, FLR ETH, SFLR and Wrapped Ethereum. ISO markets, FLR and USDC. One thing that is important to note is that this does not apply to supply incentives. So if you are supplying assets to be loaned out, you're still going to be able to get your RFLR rewards. And this comes off the back of FLR's recent announcement of transitioning into incentivizing other things. And my speculation is heavily incentivizing F assets and Firelight too. We're just going to have to wait and see for confirmation. Right, keeping on the theme of DeFi here, Anosis said, roadmap progress continues. How does it look? and this is to do with the samurai staking. So of course these samurai NFTs were quite old, and yeah, it looks like they're including these in the governance system and the ability to stake. So samurai yield staking, we're just gonna have to wait and see how that plays out, but it's great to see that they're making progress there. We've got this, almost 4,000 builders have already started learning about Flare networks on EasyA. And this week we're dropping one of our most important challenges yet, and we show you how to build your first dApp on Flare. Definitely check this out if you haven't already. I believe you can deploy contracts direct from your phone as well, which is pretty interesting. Digital dynamics. Okay, I'm going to read you through this really quick. So, time for an update, because a lot of people don't know that I'm building things on the Flare network in addition to doing all of the community things as well, such as creating these educational videos for everyone. I've been a developer since, well, I graduated university in 2017 and building ever since, and building on the Flare network for a number of years now. And my biggest project to date is Digital Dynamics, which is also powering the Blockbones ecosystem. So I have very high ambitions for what is to come, with an extensive roadmap that will highlight Flare's novel functionality and bring a new wave of excitement to the NFT space on the Flare network. I am actually in the incubator program at the minute with other projects, and yeah, it's very exciting and hopefully getting some help on how to take Digital Dynamics to the next level. Digital Dynamics is not just unlocking possibilities for both artists and collectors, but it's a budding ecosystem designed to reward our community with the opportunity to share in our collective success. We've seen a huge renaissance of NFTs on other networks. This is obvious with Pudgy Penguins, for example, and it's inevitable that we will soon see one on Flare. With collections powered by Digital Dynamics dominating the weekly volume, you can bet that we will be the first place that newcomers to the Flare network look. So, while we're waiting for F assets and FXRP, why not unlock your creative potential and start your journey crafting a collectible NFT that you love? Because life is too short to wait and get what you are given. The whole concept behind Digital Dynamics is providing you with the assets or the components or the traits to create something that you love, right? It's not just a get what you're given scenario like you see with most NFTs. You get to become part of the creative process. And if you do fully fuse an NFT, you also get dynamics, which is, where do I even start? Because this is the thing what ties everything together. This is the glue that holds the ecosystem in place. Got multiple collections here. They all get royalties, and a portion of these royalties go into the royalty vault. 40% of the royalties from every single collection go into this royalty vault. Now, with Dynamics, you're going to be able to build or buy one of the royalty NFTs, and there's 100 of them, each with a 1% claim to this royalty vault. So anything that comes in here gets divided equally 100 times to each holder of the royalty NFTs. The more collections, the more or the faster the income of the royalty vault, and the more you can earn for holding one of these royalty NFTs. And this is in perpetuity. It's all going to be part of smart contracts where you can just claim it as often as you like forever. If you are an NFT collector on the Flare network, it's important to note that the Digital Dynamics project actually utilizes dynamic pricing with the FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle. All of the NFTs, the base layers, the traits are in a fixed USD value. And since we've seen the recent increase in FLR, it means that you pay less FLR for the same NFT than you did, say, yesterday or earlier today. These are the current NFTs on sale, and there are some more in the works. You're just going to have to stay tuned for that. Another thing that I'm building out is the Digital Dynamics Marketplace. If you are looking to buy traits for various collection, we actually just extended the marketplace with the Freaks collection. This is going to be the best place where you can actually get the traits because the fees are very small compared to others. And basically it goes to contributing towards the rewards for those who are earning dynamics, and it also burns part of the BNZ token as well, which is part of Blockbones, which I'll talk about in just a second. Here we go. Congratulations, Blockbones family. With the recent increase of 20%, the current rarity-based rewards treasury wallet holds 400,000 FLR. This is all going back to the holders of fully fused NFTs over the course of the next year. Each and every month there is a ever increasing FLR distribution. We've had the 7th month. Next month, the 8th month, will distribute 800,000 FLR between all of the holders. The month after, 900,000 FLR. The month after that, 1 million FLR. And this goes on for at least another year. Of course, this wallet is going to be compounding over time as well, and we're going to be adding months as we go. If you want to get involved, there's 4 very easy steps that you need to follow. You need to buy a base layer NFT. You need to buy 5 traits. You need to fully fuse them traits to the base layer, and then you have a fully fused NFT, and you're eligible for rewards, any rewards going forward after that. The snapshots occur once every month, and if you want to be eligible for the next month's distribution, make sure you hold a fully fused Blockbones NFT before then. Talking about FLR Utility, FLR Utility is real and growing. Here's what's driving demand. FLR holders get FLR drops, native incentives from staking and delegation rewards, support network security. 70% of the circulating FLR is staked or delegated, and that's actually a very high metric. F Assets version 1.1 needs FLR for minting fees and collateral lockups. Gas fees are burned daily, around 4,000 to 7,000 FLR, which is quite negligible, but 2.1 billion shareholder burn that we see each and every month as well. That's the overall target. Most importantly, XRP-Fi, built only on FLR and powered by FLR. Right, we're going to wrap up here talking about the FLR's 3rd birthday, which was very recently. And I hear this all the time. 3 years and FLR has done nothing. In fact, I created a picture here that I thought was quite funny. You can picture someone absolutely stressing. FLR has done nothing. I see it all the time from those focused purely on nothing but F assets. If you're saying it's been 3 years and there's no F assets, then, well, you would be right if you're talking about the FLR network. Obviously, it's been deployed on Songbird, but without a network, you wouldn't be able to deploy F assets. Without a strong set of infrastructure providers, you wouldn't be able to validate the transactions. Without the FTSO, you wouldn't be able to get the pricing for F assets. And without the FLR data connector, you would not be able to verify the transactions that happen on external chains. It just would not be possible. So all of this is the foundation, right? And to top it all off, F assets is just the tip of the iceberg, and the best is yet to come. Acknowledge the groundwork and the foundations that have set, the foundations for a network that uses data like no other, unlocking an abundance of novel use cases we're yet to even fathom. Happy birthday, FLR. 3 years old since last week. So, quick checkup on the chart before we wrap up today. That was the video. FLR sitting at 2.12 cents. Hopefully this continues. That's obviously on the daily chart, but if we go to something like the 15-minute chart, it does look a lot more impressive. Okay, guys, that is the video. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. Do have yourself an incredible day. And until next time, I'm out.